Okay, so that's another successful mission. So the last 3 missions attempted, one has failed. Well, not exactly failed, but we failed on a launch. But never mind. Let's turn with the idea of actually upgrading something. That's quite 60%. I can't really see any. I've never actually needed to actually sort of entertain the idea of actually engaging in any of these strategic sort of activities. I never actually needed to. But I mean, it was the first time, I suppose. But cables can disembark only on Kerbal. Cables can perform EVAs. Capacity is 20 active cables. I want to upgrade that. It's 150,000. I've got 3 million. Come on. So I will begin the upgrade of that. Astronaut complex, 147 days. So I've still got basic construction and I've still got 26 days, 16 hours. Do I have any upgrade points? No. I don't think there's any reason to sort of spend anything like right now. Don't know what happened there. Alright. Now, do I invest 800,000 in upgrading? So I think right now is 100. Let's head into the no, we're going to the mission control first. So it's all just manned stuff. Of course, it'll only show the ones that you actually need to achieve. This will probably accelerate to 500 or 600 or whatever. 1,000 kilometers, 1,000 meters a second, I should say, and so on and so forth. But right now, that's the only ones that are displayed. So it's starting to fill up with contracts, as you can see. So the first solar-powered satellite, the first polar orbit. Like I said, there's Vanguard 1. So Vanguard 1 was the 4th artificial Earth orbital satellite launched after Sputnik 1, 2 and Explorer 1. It was the first satellite to be solar powered. So Vanguard 1 was the first satellite that had solar panels on it. It didn't actually have solar panels, it was solar cells around its surface. It's also currently still in orbit and is the oldest satellite still in Earth's orbit. That's 300-year orbit, I think it was put into. It seems to be able to achieve much higher orbits, but that's simply because I'm not able to sort of track the horizon with those SRBs. That's the reason why I'm not going to a 3 I'll start again. It's the only way I actually got into a 1,000-year orbit. Alright, so minimum periapsis is 600 kilometers. That's the minimum altitude or distance of the orbit. Is 600 kilometers. So I've got to get up to higher. Shut up, G. So I've got to get higher than 600 kilometers initially. So that 158 kilometers won't cut this. It's got to be something a bit more. Something a bit more kick to it. So historical launch date is March the 17th, 1958. And I need solar panels on my, whatever it is that I launched, I need solar panels on it. So I need a slightly better launcher than I've just used. So 254,840 advanced and a 509,600, exactly the same as I had before. It was 509,680 funds. 5 reputation less than the last mission, but everything else is exactly the same. If I fail, I'll just get the advance taken off me. So I don't technically lose anything. There's no time limit, which is good. So I'm going to take that. So that boosts me back up to 3.147 million in funds. That gives me 90 days. I'm going to wait until the actual launch is finished and ready. It's rolled out before I take that. a little bit extra time. So first, so that gives me a year. 365 days. Reach out with a minimum payout access of 300 kilometers. Well, that's okay, it's only half. So at least I'll complete that. I'll get 10,000 plus 30,000. It'll pay for the launch and a bit extra. So I'll take that. There's no limit. Not really, it's a year. 365 days. Come on, crude. First polar orbit, which I'm not going to do yet. Sunny rocket medium. Yep, I'll take that once it's ready, like I said. Just gives me a little bit extra time. Okay, counter, bomb study. Alright. So it gives me 3.157 million funds. So I said back out. Let's head back in here. Just want to check what requires 100. No. Yep, that's over 100 times. Short-term habitation. There's a Kerbal rover. But you know, that takes 50. No, it's 90. So that takes 40. That takes 150. So I can't research anything over 100. So that and that I can. That's 250. $120. That's 100. So that's the limit. So I do second generation capsules. Well, where's the first generation? Oh, there we go. Basic capsules. Vostok service module. Vostok ballistic capsule, actually, that is. Descent. Yep, so Mark 1 pod. So I use a mixture of these. Mercury launch escape system. Mercury nose fairing. Yep. Yeah. So, survivability. I believe that's what I need. Well, commit it. 109 days, 18 hours and 35 minutes, 11 seconds. And it'll cost 268,040 funds to unlock all of it. That gives me a life support tank type. So I can build service modules. Radiators. Radiators are also just as important as, well, especially with manned flights. As important as solar panels. Improved instrumentation. That's ST3 solar panels. I think that's about it. Pioneer probe antenna. Mariner 1 and 2 is doing in there, but never mind. Port attachment till, in other words, a screwdriver. So that's a service experiment package. That should deploy. And that's Bill's Golf Clubs. Ranger block core. These are the parts of the SCP Service Experiment Package which you can deploy on the moon. Actually deploy them anywhere, but they're based on the same experiments and the same sort of appearance as the well, based on the same idea. We've got the reflective retro reflector there, which is deployed on the moon by the polar astronauts. Okay. So I don't need to invest in No, I've still got quite a few tech nodes to unlock. Under 100. Once I get to 100 though, then I'll start the I mean, look, that's a first lead. I mean, it's 120. That's still only 90. That's 120. That's still 90. Advanced construction. So advanced construction's the only part that I can see. Okay. So what did we actually get? Wow, pressure scan from launch pad. Science did not. There's no science value to that. That's weird because it. Yeah, but why? I don't understand. I mean, guide counter from launch pad. Surely it teaches you something to do a science, science experiment anywhere. And if there's no results, it still teaches you that there's no results. Nothing from the moon, though. What the heck happened there? No, it does. There's Werner. What's up with the ceiling just then? Okay. Let's take a look. Did I actually buy all those parts? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Let's head into the VAB. Alright, so as I said, there's no way this is going to get to orbit with anything decent. But just to prove that, just take this off. There's no way it's going to get to orbit. So I might be pleasantly surprised. Transit 2 here. Where's Vanguard? Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there we go. No. Ugh, where are you? I thought that was Vanguard. But it's not. It's Explorer 6. Did I forget to get it? There's Vanguard. There's Vanguard 2. Oh, Vanguard 1. There we go. Well, I don't know actually. It might do. It might do, but I might need to cut through the. That's the one thing that this does not tell you about. Kerbal Engineering Redux does not tell you about atmospheric friction. 1 kilo. I wasn't going to use these set parts, but to be honest, these early missions, we want to get through them as quickly as possible, don't we? So get rid of that. Start deployed. That's nice. Start retracted. Doesn't actually do anything. As far as I know, if I remember rightly, when I checked this before. Yeah, I'm not using anything on the reflective surfaces. No. Ah, that's too easy. It's only 1 kilo. That's ridiculous. I can't do that. That's cheating. Well, for me it is. I can't do that. That's terrible. Use a 20-inch extra detector. That means I've got to put batteries on it and all that sort of stuff, which makes it much better. I can still put it in the same fairing I was going to. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright, so we're going to start with 10 kilos. That's more like it. I don't want to use that launcher anywhere. But just to prove a point, that's 10 kilos. Yeah, there we go. No way. 8,677. Now, of course, I mean, Vanguard 1 didn't actually weigh that much. But I don't really care. You need something to push you, don't you? You have to push yourself. So I'm going to start retracted. Where's that bloody mate? Start deployed. No, never mind. Whatever. Whatever. So what do I use to launch this? Let's get rid of it. Why do I use a new launcher actually? Because Juno 2 beefed up and being that something based on being Atlas or Titan. I could just use a core stage of the Semioka with some boosters. I don't really like using, you know, things like that, but whatever I do, I'm going to have to think about it and see what I want to do. And I'll bring you all back in and show you what I've done. Okay, so this is my version of Vanguard 1. It's going to be called OX4 still, because that's the name of the mission itself, not... I'll put the fairing on, that's the only part that's missing. But right now it's 138 kilos. If I take this off, it goes on to 34 kilos. That's not too bad. But crucially, I do not have any actual... I don't have any experiments on it. Although, I do believe it should have some already by itself. Let's take a quick look. Record impact data, log radiation data, analyze telemetry. Yeah. Right. So log impact data. So that is... It's not the seismic hammer or anything like that, or the seismic detector. It is in fact... Oh, orbital perturbation. Press barometer. Micrometer, it's that one. Record impact data. So it's the early version. But I've got a film return camera. Crikey, that's huge. It's returning it's a film canister. It's one hell of a film canister, that's all I can say. How big is that compared to them? Oh, come on, that's huge. Was it containing the entire Paramount Movie Studios archive or something of all its films it's ever made? That is huge. I hope it contains other things other than just film, because that's just silly. That is huge. Yeah, so anyway, up to 34 kilos. That's without the fairing. So what he's doing now, he's designed something that can actually launch it. Size module. So there's a biological sample capsule. And that's all it's got. Observed biosample, which we can't do. We want to... the only way we're going to get anything else out of anything like that is to bring it back. And we could transmit as much as we can. I don't want to use that. It's a little bit too advanced, to be honest. So using radar and signals tracking from the surface and alignment checks from the spacecraft, a detailed map of the orbital perturbation encountered by the spacecraft can be compiled, leading to knowledge about the various concentrations of mass on the body orbits. A little bit too advanced, I think. I could probably use it, but... Okay, so the cargo itself is 5 days, 23 hours and 40 minutes and 41 seconds. So it's 20 minutes or so, less than 20 minutes from 6 days. So I'll go ahead and attach this, if it'll let me. Thank you. So I won't bother with anything else, I won't bother with sort of switching it on, switching it off. Should already... start deploy. So the button actually doesn't show you the actual function, it shows you what the button will actually do. So it won't show you the actual status of this. It's what the button does. Right. So I need some fairings. Fairing. Delta. No. No, don't think Long March is correct. Soyuz, no. Cyclone. We'll use a Jupiter fairing again like I did before. But I'll leave it uncovered. I won't leave it. It's not bad. It's not quite as sort of, well, because the antennas, I suppose. That's well clear of them. Right, so what I need to do, I'm going to go ahead and save this, but what I'm going to do first, I'm going to set up these antenna. So activate that. Activate that. And if this isn't active, will it let me activate it? Yeah. So even if it's not active, so key press 1 will activate it. Will also activate all the antennas. But I don't know actually. It's 1 and 2. So I'll log radiation data, record impact data, and analyse trajectory. And key press 2. And if I need to use boosters, I'm going to have to set up those because I'll have to set them up again on another key, at which point I'll mess it up. But never mind. That's what happens when you sort of rush into things and don't think about what you've got to do with a launcher. Never mind. Fairing and that. Yeah, because it's got the fairing base has got a decoupler, which I found out. But so has this. But never mind. We have the decoupler of the fairing first. Alright. That's added 8 minutes and 4 seconds. Just that fairing. So I'm going to put this launch together. Let's see what I can put together. I'll probably use something like... I'll try and use something like this. But that'll mean I'll need a second stage because these engines, they're quite sort of powerful. The boosters are not sustainers like the Semyorka. I should only have to use LR79s. LR105s. They're the boosters. That's using the first stage. 2 engines with separate turbo machinery. Yep. Titan 4 bend, stable propellant. Titan 2. Right, that's fine. LR91, LR89s again. So that's the booster version for Atlas. That's the Titan. So where's the actual core motor for the actual Titan? Ah, there we go. So there's that. So that's Atlas, not Titan you're talking about. That's booster for Atlas. That's actual core engine for Atlas. Well, I think I might use the SSTU's clustering system. Build my own cluster. That's the ID108 engine, but it's not the same one we used before. That's one we used before, and that had the verniers already built on. This has no verniers. So the turbo pump nozzle, that's for creating ullage to reignite the motors, but none of them have got more than one ignition anywhere. Be a mixture of something like these. I'll probably try something like the Titan setup. It's only 352.2 kilonewtons, so it would definitely need boosters. It's a sustainer engine now. But what's the runtime? I have no idea. What is the runtime? So that's not far short of the Semyoka's RD108, which is 5 minutes and 40 seconds, but it's nowhere near as powerful. Although it is 460 kilos, and the Semyoka's, I think that's 107, 1.27 tons, almost 1.3 tons. So not bad. 918 kilos. So you divide that by a third. That's slightly more powerful for its weight. It's 460 kilos, and it generates 352.2 kilonewtons of thrust. ISP is 215 over 309. ISP 215 over 3. Get away with it. Oh, there we go. Ooh. The same vacuum, not far, about 308, but it's got a higher ISP 241 at sea level. Yeah. It's about 30 points higher at sea level, but it's 1 point higher in a vacuum. But like I said, it's a sustainer, so it doesn't really need to be a lot more that efficient in the atmosphere. It does. Don't want to waste fuel. Yeah, so I'll probably use that. I'll probably use an LR105 with its companion boosters. At which point I've just gone and set. Oh, never mind. I haven't set the decouplers on the space bar anyway. I always do normally anyway. So what am I talking about? But the second stage, I might not need a second stage. I might not, if I'm lucky. Okay, so I'm going to go and put this together. Bring you all back in. I'm going to have to exit and restart because I've got these problems here again. Alright, so I'm going to bring you all back in once I finish putting this together. Okay, so this is OX4, otherwise known as Vanguard 1. So I showed you the satellite. Okay, so this is the, well, it's it, I suppose you'd call it Atlas. It's using the Atlas engines, the Atlas Sustainer motor LR105, and the LR89, which is the booster for Atlas. Okay, as you can see, we're down to 0.4 on the core stage. 5 minutes and 30.1 seconds. That only gives us 1,715 meters per second. Also, it would appear. Once I combine that, but that's 0.4. That's the sustainer stage. So it's 88 tons. It's just under 100 tons. Well, it's actually just under 90 tons. So if I combine those two stages together, we get 11,060 meters per second. Which is a bit strange actually, because it was giving me 11,200. So let me just mess around with this fuel. No, it was actually giving me 11,200, but I did have to make the avionics slightly larger. So, but I can't see that taking up too much in the way of weight. I don't see the Delta V coming down that far. Right, decouple. Oh, shouldn't be doing that. Unless... No, that seems to be okay. No, 11,060, so I have to increase the size of the nose cones a little bit more. That's what I was doing before, and it seemed to increase the delta V by quite a lot. No, it doesn't seem to be. I think as long as it's above 11,000 for delta V, I think it should be okay, but these motors, the LR79s, will run for 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so I'm only 90 seconds, so I'm well inside the burn rate, and that's 5 minutes and 30 seconds. That is correct for the actual motor. I don't need that much, but I'll go for 90 seconds or thereabouts. There we go. So that's 1 minute 30.1. So the course rate is 5 minutes and 30.1, and the boosters are 1 minute 30.1. So that's... So let's remove that. Then put the field back in. Right, so that should still be okay. 11,159 meters per second. That should be fine. There's no aerodynamics help, so there's nothing at all. That's thrust vectoring of 5 degrees, and this has a 10 degree thrust vector, which is 5 degrees from the centre. So now we've gone up to 92. That's ridiculous. I don't know if it's something to do with the fact I've just increased the size of the avionics package that's causing that. I'm going to bar the data. There's no other configs right now available, so that's pretty pointless looking at that. So I'll buy that for these motors, and there's no other there's no other configs for that either. 750, good grief, what are we on doing? So I'm running 750.7 kilonewtons. That's quite high thrust, but we're not carrying. We're 45 seconds short of the burn time. So really, these tanks should really be wider or longer, but if you make them wider, they'll dwarf the motors themselves. And I can't really make them any longer. They're already almost as tall as the actual core. Okay, what is crucial, as I said before, is positioning of these decouplers. No, I think these decouplers are a little bit too low. So I'm just going to move them up slightly. Not too far, but just smooth. I want to push the nose out, but not too far. Pushing out just a tiny little bit. So because the motors are a fair bit smaller than the core, got to bring the tank down by quite a fair bit, just so the motors don't cause a problem. As much as I can do. So 11,159 meters per second combined. Hopefully that's enough. Let me just put some antennas on, just in case I get a sort of failure. I need to also clean that up. Okay, bring to 320. Hopefully it doesn't take too much. Just check that. Hopefully that's enough. Yeah, there we go. So 92.93 is the limit in tonnage. It's 11,153 now. So I think it was probably the avionics package that brought the Delta V down from 11,250 something. So I think that's it. I need to tidy it up, finish it off. But that should be okay. Right, so I'll finish it off. I'll sort some textures out for these nose cones. I won't bring the nose cones back because it's not worth it. Launcher itself is probably not worth even one parachute. Okay, so I'll finish it off, clamp it up, sort the textures out, and then I'll bring you all back in. Okay, so here we go. Fairing is done. It's in 3 parts. I did in a 3-part split, so split into 3 sections. So got the first stage and well, the sustainer stage, the sustainer motor, and the boosters are lit on the launch pad alongside each other. So I'll go through the sequence. Umbilical tower, booster and sustainers. So boosters and sustainer both lit on the ground, decouple. Then once the boosters have it's 1 minute and 54 seconds in, so I'm still 21 seconds short of the actual limit of these motors. I'm not of the sustainers. The sustainers at 5 minutes and 30.1 seconds. So they decouple after 1 minute and 54 seconds, and the sustainer stage carries on and takes the payload to orbit. You've got the fairing splits away. Then the decoupler. No, obviously the decoupler is included on the actual sphere as well. The actual satellite's body. Nothing I can do about that. Does it look a bit weird? It'd be like floating in mid-air. So I've left that on. But obviously the fairing base has a decoupler itself. Okay, so I'll put the 4 antennas on. Just to make sure that if one fails, I've got 3 more. Right, just for redundancy. So we have Delta V of, well, the boosters and the sustainer will take to 3,515 meters per second for 1 minute and 54 seconds. Then remaining 7,842 is by the sustainer by itself of 3 minutes and 36.1 seconds after these burn out. And that gives us a combined total of Delta V of 11,357 meters per second. So that should be plenty, and it's only going to take 18 days, 4 hours and 35 minutes and 18 seconds. So that's quite a fair bit less time, and quite a fair bit cheaper than the sort of semi-Orca based launcher for Sputnik 1 and 2. Well, not for Sputnik 1, OX1 and OX2. So, okay. it should be fairly easy to get to orbit. But obviously, crucially, I don't have a second stage on the core. So obviously I need to, that sustainer stage needs to take it all the way. So that means I can't initiate a burn out the actual apogee, which is the most effective way of actually reaching orbit. But it should be okay. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So I'll go ahead and build this. Alright. So I'll head out, build it. I'll let the people in the VAB build it. Roll it out to the launch pad, and I'll head to the launch pad.